Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Welcome to the Monday show after the Easter holiday. Hope you had yourself a great weekend and are ready to tear into another spring week. Today, we're going to have some grocery cart specials for you, and Brent Apperson has those lined up and ready to go. And also on our guest list, the Custer County Economic Development Corporation. Other than that, we've got kind of a light schedule today, so I hope we don't get in trouble. That's usually when we get in trouble.
No, never.
Let's just start by rehashing a good story here locally. The medal was handed out to Wayne Mills, and it's part of a program that is being implemented for our World War II veterans. And Wayne is the last remaining World War II veteran in the VFW post here in Broken Bow. I believe it's 35. I don't remember.
76?
I think, yeah, 3576. We agree on that. So I hope that's right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope it's right, but it seems like that might be the number.
And they had a award ceremony Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Had the privilege of attending that. Place was packed with family and friends. I don't know if they would have been able to hold everybody in there because Easter weekend, you're going to have some people gone, traveling on Saturday to go see family, but it didn't slow down the attendance to this wonderful event. And it was really great to see. And I think all the veterans there, they had them stand up, were proud to have followed the footsteps of Wayne, and they said that. The commander said that. And it was a very moving presentation. Great family, great group of people. And I talked to Wayne before the event, and he said, I asked him a question. I was like, what does this medal mean to you? And he told me, he said, Dave, it's a celebration because it's commemorates the end of World War II 80 years ago. And he said, I know what I want to say, I just can't say it right now. I said, that's fine. You know, we talked about real quick about the VFW when he first joined it and some things like that. And he had a lot of folks come up and just say hi and talk about different things. But the surprise to Wayne was they brought in a birthday cake because Wayne was turning 99 on Sunday.
Oh, wow, neat. Great. Happy birthday, Wayne.
Yeah. And they had one candle on it, and they blew that out, and he was kind of contemplating what he was wishing for, and he said some very elegant things, and just a great celebration, as Wayne put it. And I think that an event like that, it means so much, not only just to the family and to Wayne and his beautiful wife, but to the veterans, the other veterans, and to the family of the other veterans. And, you know, World War II was very clear because there was an attack from two different directions on our democracy. And the United States, by the way, got into the war after it certainly was going for a while. And there was reluctance for a while to do that. Pearl Harbor changed everything there, as everybody knows. But it was very clear we needed to defeat the tyrants to keep our countries free. And I think that, in a way, was, blessing isn't the word, but it made it clear, right? Mm-hmm. And there's all these other conflicts and wars where our veterans served, put their lives on the line, their families watched them leave to go serve our country, all different wars and conflicts, they call them. And I think they feel pride with Wayne, and they should, because they all they all went to serve, no matter what the circumstances were, no matter what the confusion was or the gray areas were. They went and did what they swore they would do, and that was serve the country. So I think it was a celebration of all kinds for men and women who have served in popular conflicts and wars, and those who did not. And I think Wayne doesn't have to say that. It just emulates out of him. He's just like, his war record is quite something, and we have a portion of it on Sandhills Express. That is in the story. So check that out on the Sandhills Express. It's well worth your read. And there's a lot more to the story, of course. But, 18 years old, getting on a ship, going overseas, wounded early in the fighting that he was in, Battle of the Bulge, for heaven's sakes, and then still serving after that. So quite a story. So check it out on Sandhills Express. It is also White House Easter egg roll. Today is the annual White House Easter egg roll.
Oh.
This is Monday, April 21st, and that's what it says. I would have thought that was over, but anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say that when you mentioned that, it kind of caught me off guard. I'm like, I guess I would have assumed that they did that before Easter, but that's all right.
Well, there's some other things here on this sheet that seem a little out of kilter to me. Because, for instance, we've already talked about Wet Easter Monday. You remember, because that was the day that the Polish population danced a polka and drank beer, and they had some traditions which were encouraged to sprinkle water on their girls and tap them on their legs with pussy willow branches.
Oh, yes, I do.
See, we've already talked about that.
Sharing that, yes.
And it's posted here as National Dingus Day, a.k.a. Wet Easter Monday. So I don't know whether the first article was premature or this one is correct or not correct. But again, if you got some spare pussy willows, you can chase your girlfriend around the yard if you want to. We've got some down at our place, Brent, if you need some. I told you that last time.
Thanks, Dave.
So anyway, White House Easter egg roll, according to this, is today. And I guess the point they're making here is that they get 30,000 eggs to do this.
Huh.
And the American Egg Board donated 2,500 cartons of eggs. Now, don't worry, your eggs won't go up due to that. This is something they've been doing for many, many years. It's a tradition that started by former First Lady Dolly Madison back in 1878. That's when they started it. And White House staff and children from across the country enter a special lottery to join in on the festivities. It says it's today.
All right. Well, we'll take their word for it.
I don't know if it is or not, but it's still an event. And I know there was some controversy over it because there were people saying, how can you come up with that many eggs in today's egg market? Well, as we just said, it's been donated for many, many years from the Egg Board. But there was some other controversy. The current administration wanted to sell sponsorships.
Oh, well, hey.
To the event.
At first I go, wow. Then I'm like, well, that's what we do here.
We do.
we sell sponsorships.
We're not the federal government, but
that's a good point. Yes.
But anyway, and also Patriots Day, the Boston Marathon, takes place today in New England, and it's something they've been doing since 1897. And now, kind of a tradition too, there's a baseball game in the afternoon, and it's the White Sox and the Red Sox.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know how exciting that's going to be, but they'll drink a lot of beer during the game and afterwards because that's kind of a tradition in Boston as well. Patriots Day. Check those off. I think that's all of the days we have set aside, if they're correct. I'm not sure. How about birthdays?
Okay. Who's celebrating?
Robert Smith. There's a lot of Robert Smiths.
I was going to say there are.
So you can't, could be a Robert Smith, in your community. But this happens to be the Robert Smith that was in the rock band and the singer-songwriter for The Cure. He's 66 today. James McAvey is 56. McAvey, 56, British actor who played the young Dr. X in the X-Men prequels.
Oh, yeah.
And starred in Split and in Chapter 2. And he recently starred in the horror film Speak No Evil. 56. Oh, yeah, I got to get this going. See if you recognize this, Brandon, you listeners out there. Let's see if you get this and see if you can.
There is more to life than what you're living. So take a chance and face the wind. An open road and a road that's hit. A brand new life around the bend. There were times I lost a dream or two.
Tony Danza.
Danza, yeah.
Danza is 74 today, if you can believe that. Yeah, he starred in it. He also broke out in the beloved 70s sitcom Taxi.
Yes, he did.
And moved on to starring roles in the 80s. Who's the Boss, for instance. And he was pretty good. The show Taxi was just good, so anybody who was in it probably got a career out of it.
Yeah, what a cast
Yeah.
when you start thinking about who was all in Taxi.
Iggy Pop is 78 today. His real name is James Osterberg, considered the godfather of punk and the front man of, I think, a few bands. The Stooges was one of the ones he was a front man for, but Iggy Pop also doing his own work. Tony Romo, 45 today.
All right.
Former Dallas Cowboy quarterback, starting his 9th season as the NFL analysis for CBS Sports. And those are birthdays that are of, I guess, some notice. But if you're having a birthday here in central Nebraska, happy birthday to you. Don't have any information on it, but the news is, of course, full of the loss of the Pope. Pope passed away, and he made appearances on Easter and passed away shortly thereafter. So a lot of people kind of in shock there because they were so excited to have him be a part of Easter Sunday and Easter celebration because they didn't know if he'd be able to do it. He did it, and now he's gone. So that's big news today, of course. Those are some of the things that are happening in and around the world. Brent. Now, we need to make a decision.
Okay. Love making decisions.
We'll make it later. Let's do what
okay.
let's do what we do in regular life, not the breakfast show. I'll get to that in just a little bit. I'll make that decision.
You just summed up my weekend. I'll get to that later.
Okay.
And I woke up this morning and I'm regretting what I didn't do over the weekend. Anybody else out there like that? I did. I woke up this morning. I was just in a bad mood because I just felt like I wasted my weekend.
You didn't
There were a lot of things I could have done, probably should have done, chose not to do, and then I woke up this morning just kind of mad at myself.
Now, were these things around the house, or
Yeah,
were
pretty
these
much.
decisions you needed to make?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that. Just some, things around the house and yeah.
I know what one of them was.
What's that?
You didn't come down and get some pussy willows. Chase Shelley around the
No,
yard.
I haven't done that yet.
The Prairie Pioneer Center today. Sausage, gravy over biscuits, corn, and fruit. The number is 872-6121. If you're bringing some company with you, if you're not a regular, give them a call. They want to get you on the count, so they'll have plenty of meal made. And also, you can use that same number to call them to set up home delivery.
All right. I'm going through some of my school lunch menus, and the majority of the ones that I have are showing no school today because of Easter break today. But Broken Bow does have a menu today, so I'll read it for you. It says made fresh pizza casserole, mini corn dogs, fresh baked combo sub, and the grill station combo, a grilled chicken sandwich basket at Broken Bow today.
At Litchfield, muffins for breakfast, I assume. Mexican rice bowls for dinner. That's all you have?
That's all I have, yep. Everybody, all the other ones that I have are showing no school today.
Well, I guess I didn't preview mine, so Arnold is not having school today. Ansley showing barbecued ribs and French fries today at Ansley. And Thedford, yeah, they're not having school. They don't have a menu anyway. So that's that. Now let's play the game.
All right, here we go. A new batch of questions for you. April 22nd marks the 55th anniversary of Earth Day tomorrow, when millions across the globe demonstrate support for environmental protection. So here are some questions that should broaden our sustainability knowledge.
Wow.
Yeah. Which of these items can be composted or turned into natural fertilizer for your garden? Again, which of these items can be composted or turned into natural fertilizer for your garden? Your choices are eggshells, I love this one, golf balls, tin foil, or glass. Which of those items can be composted or turned into natural fertilizer for your garden? Your choices are eggshells, golf balls, tin foil, or glass. If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Hey, so you're a hardworking individual with no direct deposit. Not a problem. You still deserve free checking. Come visit us at any Nebraska State Bank location in Broken Bow, Callaway, or Myrna. We'll help you choose an account that best suits you and your current needs. No direct deposit needed. You'll even get free online and mobile banking because you deserve it. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Are you having trouble getting your spring work done? Don't let that back and neck pain keep you inside. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111. We are your spine specialist and want you to keep moving. Team Physical Therapy will help you get rid of that neck or back pain and get you back outdoors. Call your movement rehabilitation specialist at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
And we have a caller on the line. I hope we're going to be able to hear them because I had somebody hooked up earlier and I could just barely hear them. So let's find out who we have on the phone. Good morning.
Hi, this is Linda.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
Good.
Did you have a good Easter?
Yes, I did. How about you?
Well, pretty good, pretty good. Did you hunt for Easter eggs?
No.
No, you did not. Okay, well, you've outgrown Easter eggs?
Yeah, I'm a little too old.
Never too old for an Easter egg, Linda. Here's Brent.
All right, Linda, which of these items can be composted or turned into natural fertilizer for your garden? Your choices are eggshells, golf balls, tin foil, or glass. What do you think?
Eggshells.
Eggshells, yes, indeed. And because you've answered correctly, we're going to put your name on a certificate that's going to get you a free Blizzard that you can pick up at Dairy Queen in Broken Bow. So come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Wow, you really are you okay? I hope you didn't wreck your elbow or anything, did you, ringing that bell?
I tipped over the trash can.
My gracious.
I was just, the Monday after Easter, I thought, extra bells.
Yeah, there you go.
Did I tell you about the pussy willows?
Yes, you have. Okay. Yeah, more than once. Thank you.
Got those down in my
yes,
yard. If
I hear
if
that.
You want to come
yes,
down and pluck
thanks.
one or two.
All right. Do I need to make an appointment or?
Well, I'm not the type of person that's going to come out and shoot you if you're in my yard.
Okay. Good to know.
If you feel like you're trespassing, just give me a call. Come on over and say, Dave, I want to come over and get some of those pussy willows from you.
Yeah, right.
And make a little vase with some pussy willows in it. It'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
They're kind of
Yes.
unique.
Mhm.
You know, it's 10 minutes before the hour.
Yes, all right, good.
And I think either I should maybe go into this or play a song. That's one of the decisions that we're going to have to make here.
Oh.
We're going to have to make decisions during this show.
Is this a controversial story that you're thinking of reading?
I think, unfortunately, it's kind of what troubles some of us in the world today.
Oh,
And it's not like war or peace or Democrat or Republican or independent or, our country's divided or anything like that. It's our culture. It's where we're at. What do we look up to? What are some of the things that we would like to be or do, or who do we want to look up to? Do you want to look up to a hard-working, blue-collar guy or gal? Or do you want to look up to a rich star? Troubling part is a lot of people would rather look up to a rich star. And, they've got this Coachella show that's been going for a couple weekends now, and they had a little trouble. Lady Gaga's microphone had a hiccup and cut out during one of her hit songs.
ooh.
But she did not miss a beat. She went right on through it. She's kind of an interesting gal. But a lot of people are saying on social media how influencer culture has ruined the festival experience. And with one person saying that's just ruining our art and music, the influencer culture. So, an example. Alex Earl, I don't know who that is. Do you?
No, I don't.
Must be some big star.
Okay.
Telling her 7.4 million followers about her Coachella outfit from her VIP hotel room, along with her travels to and from the show on a private jet.
Oh.
And 7.4 million followers were thrilled about that.
Well, okay. Great.
You and I, we don't give a hoot. Most of the Nebraskans that are listening today go, we don't care. But there's a lot of people out there that swallow that up and go, gosh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could be rich and take a jet back and forth to Coachella in my VIP hotel room with my fancy outfit. Probably costs more than somebody makes in a year's time.
Please don't yell at me for this.
Yes.
What's Coachella? Is this like a music
It's
festival or something?
Yeah. It's been going on for quite a long time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they get headliners of all different kinds in, and they play. But this is the one I was telling you about where the price for a drink is like outrageous.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and
Yeah, I
there's
remember you saying that last
a
week.
lot of complaints. I don't know much about Coachella.
Okay.
I hope I'm saying it right. It's Coachella.
Okay.
And the last I'd read that people were dismayed because they were in line in a car line before the show ever opened for like hours. I mean, hours and hours.
Just trying to get in.
Just trying
huh?
to get in, and they had tickets,
Oh, wow.
but they still couldn't get in.
Phew.
So I don't know. I don't think most of the folks around here in this listening area listen to too much of this stuff and really care too much about it. Wayne Mills now, there's a hero.
Amen to that. Yes, indeed.
All right, next decision.
Yes.
Got a lot of. It's going to be tough this show on a Monday. I'm
I was
telling
going
you.
to say, do
Do I
we have
wanna-
to make so many decisions?
Yeah. Do you want to have a drink of coffee?
Can do that. Sure.
And then after that, do you want to do the grocery cart specials?
Could do that too.
Okay. Then that way I won't have
See,
to.
we've already made 2 decisions.
And because we made 2 decisions, I won't have to make another one on which song to play.
Oh, there you go.
'Cause you'll take us.
Yeah.
You'll take us to the top.
Yeah,
of the hour.
this will probably get us toward the top of the hour.
My coffee's cold, but it's still good.
Yeah, mine's kind of just hit the lukewarm stage,
Yeah.
which is still okay for me. But when it turns what you would call cold,
It's kind of like when you put pussy willows in a vase, and then after that, after a few days, they wilt. That's what like kind of semi-warm coffee is like.
Mm-hmm. Are you an iced coffee? I mean, that's a popular thing now. Iced coffee.
I can drink it.
Can you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Coffee just has to be hot for me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one out there that has to. If it's coffee, it's just got to be hot. I've tried the iced coffee. I don't know.
You can learn to drink anything, Brent.
True. Yes.
Well, I shouldn't say anything. Oh, well, let me ask you this question.
Okay, yes.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We're running out of time. When you took your first drink of coffee, did it taste good?
No.
See?
No, I'll be the first one to tell you. I never dreamed that I would become a coffee drinker, but I am now one of those people that if I don't have my coffee in the morning, it's a horrible day.
Yeah. It's kind of the same way with some other drinks, which we don't have time to go into right now.
Okay. We had decided to do the grocery cart specials, right? We made that decision?
As I remember it, yes.
Okay, here we go. This is your new ad from the grocery cart. This ad runs today through the 27th of April. And here we go. In the meat department, charcoal steak is $6.98 a pound. Boneless loin pork roast, $2.18 a pound. Cube steak is $6.98 a pound. And country-style pork ribs are $2.78 a pound this week. 2.5 pound bag of Best Choice all-natural bone-in chicken wing portions, $7.98. Fresh frozen Best Buy boneless skinless chicken breast fillets are $2.48 a pound. Smithfield sliced smoked bacon, $4.98 for the 12-ounce package. John Morrell hot dogs are $1.88. Oscar Mayer uploaded Lunchables for the kids when they get home from school, $3.48 this week. Let's see. Holton's Chop House frozen smashed or steak burgers are $10.98 for the box. And Bar S corn dogs are on sale, $6.98 for the box. Highland Dairy 2% chocolate milk, the half gallons are $2.78 this week. Chobani Flip Yogurt, get 4 for $5. Tropicana fruit drinks are 2 for $5. Best Choice Cottage Cheese, 24-ounce tubs are 2 for $5. Kraft American Singles, the 24-ounce package, $6.48. Best Choice Shredded Cheese, $3.88. Pillsbury Grands Biscuits are $1.98. And Simply Hash Browns or potatoes are $2.68 for the package. In the frozen food section, Red Baron pizzas are $3.98. Best Choice frozen potatoes, $3.48. Eggo waffles or pancakes, $5.98 for the box. Pick Sweet Farms skillet or grilling vegetables, 2 for $7. Banquet Classic Dinners, 3 for $5. And Jack's Pizza on sale, 3 for $10. Other grocery savings this week, Nabisco Oreos are $2.98. Honey Maid Grahams, $3.98 for the box. Frito-Lay Lay's, 2 packages for $5. Frito-Lay Cheetos are $3.98 for the bag. Village Hearth 100% whole wheat bread, $3.43 for the loaf. And Best Choice Round Top white bread, the loaves are on sale for $1.98. Ragu pasta sauce, 2 for $4. And Pepsi products, the 2-liter bottles are $1.98. In the produce section, fresh red, orange, or yellow bell peppers are 2 for $3. 3-pound bag of Michigan Fuji apples are $3.98. 1-pound bag Bolthouse Farms baby cut carrots $1.18. 1-pound bag of sweet mini peppers are $2.98. 8-ounce package fresh J&M white sliced mushrooms get 2 for $4. New crop Vidalia sweet onions 98 cents a pound. 5-pound bag of Best Choice Gold potatoes, get 2 of them for $6. And red ripe tomatoes on the vine are on sale for 98 cents a pound. Other store-wide savings this week at the grocery cart, General Mills cereal, 2 boxes for $5. 4-pound bag of Best Choice granulated sugar is $3.38. Hamburger helpers, 2 for $3. Rice-A-Roni or Pasta-Roni, 4 for $5. Libby's pineapple juice, 64-ounce bottles are $4.98. Best Choice pink salmon in a can, $3.78. Best Choice Tartar Sauce, $1.78. Country Bob's All-Purpose Sauce, bottles are on sale for $2.98. Pompeian Virgin Olive Oil, 16-ounce bottle, $6.83. And Best Choice Drinking Water, 24-pack, is on sale for $3.98. Some of the specials in the deli this week at the grocery cart: sliced to order Kretschmar Black Angus roast beef, $13.98 a pound. Sliced to order Kretschmar mild cheddar cheese, $6.98 a pound. Those are some of the specials you'll find at the grocery cart this week in Broken Bow.
Thank you, Brent. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report: sadness and gratitude after the Vatican announced this morning Pope Francis had died. New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan.
His simplicity, in his humility, in his easygoingness. Boy, these were gifts that he stewarded so well.
BBC's Vatican expert Ed Sturton.
He was opposed by some within the church who felt very strongly that he was taking it in the wrong direction.
Pope Francis died just a day after blessing the faithful in St. Peter's Square from his wheelchair on a balcony at the Vatican. He was hospitalized for more than a month over the winter for double pneumonia. John Allen is editor of the Catholic website Crux.
We all thought this was his triumphant comeback. As it turned out, of course, it was his triumphant farewell.
In a message on X, President Trump says, quote, "Rest in peace, Pope Francis. May God bless him and all who loved him." CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by WOWT, Dodge County authorities have identified the 3 victims killed in a plane crash on the Platte River late Friday night. In a release Saturday afternoon, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office identified the victims as Daniel Williams, age 43, of Mound Ridge, Kansas, Jeff Bittinger, age 50, and Randy Arman, age 48, both of Fremont. The DCSO says the investigation is ongoing, with the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board taking over the investigation. Around 8:15 Friday night, the DCSO confirmed to First Alert 6 that a plane had crashed into the Platte River just south of Fremont. Sergeant Bree Frank with the DCSO told First Alert 6 at the scene that several agencies responded to the incident using airboats and an Omaha police helicopter to survey the scene. Waterloo and Valley Fire Departments, along with the Nebraska State Patrol, assisted in the response. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's News Source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
In the Sunday night ball game, the Padres now 16-6, won at Houston 3-2 as Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a solo homer in the 7th, his 8th home run already this season. Colorado ended an 8-game losing streak by splitting a doubleheader against Washington. Cincinnati won 24-2 at Baltimore, losing pitcher Charlie Morton now 0-5. Milwaukee pounded the A's 14-1. In fact, the Brewers stole 6 bases in the first inning, 9 steals in the game. The Dodgers won 1-0 at Texas, and the Angels scored 4 times in the bottom of the 9th to beat San Francisco 5-4. Good news for Golden State. The Warriors took their NBA playoff opener, holding on at Houston 95-85. Steph Curry with 31 points, Jimmy Butler with 25. Wins for Boston and Cleveland. Oklahoma City all over Memphis 131-80. NHL playoff wins for Vegas, Carolina, and Toronto.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A red flag warning begins at 1 p.m. this afternoon and continues until 9 p.m. tonight. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 78. Winds out of the southwest 8 to 15 miles per hour. Chance for showers tonight, lows dip down to about 41, partly cloudy skies. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Whether you love them or can't stand them, surprises are a part of life. Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, and we can help you get ready for whatever life throws at you, even the welcome surprises. As your needs change, we can change what you need to do to help you end up where you want to be. And while there is never a good time to experience unexpected costs, we can work together to help you make them feel a little less unexpected. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
8:06, let's go outside and find out what it really feels like with Jack Simpson. Jack?
Well, good morning. Bright and sunny skies this morning. No winds as of right now. It's 34 degrees outside. Barometric pressure at 29.93 with humidity at 75%. So far, no rain in the last 24 hours. The precipitation for this month will stay 64 hundredths. High yesterday of 61, overnight low of 31. Sunrise today was at 6:49. Sunset today 8:25.
That's all great, Jack.
Is it now?
But what does it really feel like?
Nice.
To your skin. Is it nice?
Oh, yeah.
Got a little sun in your eyes there?
Oh, yeah.
Sun's kind of shining down on you. I can see your shadow. Looks like you may or may not have shaved. I can't tell by the shadow.
I sure did. Shave, haircut.
Yeah, you look pretty spiffy. Maybe.
Thank you.
Move a little bit to the south, Jack.
Now you got me curious. This way?
No, the south.
Back.
Yeah, move. Oh, there you are. I can see your antenna. Your antenna
Do I need to
is
do
up.
this move?
Yeah. Yeah, popping up. And somebody's honking at you.
That would be Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy. Right on. He's just timing it out so he can come and give you a hard time.
I think he is, yep.
All right, thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
It is nice out. With that, though, folks, on the serious side, red flag goes up this afternoon for burning all the way until, I believe, 9 o'clock tonight. It is dry out there. And, yeah, it's a dangerous situation, as you all know. We've had lots and lots of fires. Most recent one I think we're aware of is down in the Pressy area. There's probably been others that were either, accidentally started by Mother Nature or a planned burn that got out of control. There's all sorts of situations, but no burning today. Red flag up. All right. Any more decisions to make before we move forward?
No, just you brought up the weather. I don't know. I might be done reading when we get the forecast. We always get a 6-day. It's like a 6-day forecast.
Right.
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 And correct me if I'm wrong, but going into the 6-day forecast leading into yesterday, 6 days before that, weren't we saying like a 60-70% chance of rain on Sunday, right?
At least a good chance.
Yeah, I thought it was at least 50 or 60%, and then it just kind of kept going down. And then when we got to yesterday, they just took rain out of the forecast, as we saw. So I know it's not an easy thing to do to predict the weather, but
maybe they're
you just kind of got your hopes up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when we finally got to that day, there was no 60% chance of rain.
Yeah, and if you look at your spring-fed ponds and lakes, I was up in the Sandhills this weekend and did a little fishing yesterday, actually, and some of my favorite ponds up there, lakes, Sandhill Lakes, way, way down.
Yeah.
About as far down as I've seen them this time of year that I can remember. And even getting a little flat-bottom john boat in and out of the lake was quite a chore because the water's down so far you can't back up into the water far enough to use the water to unload the boat. It's not good to see, and if we don't get, that's your groundwater right there. When you have Sandhills lakes, that's the level of the groundwater, and there's been no I mean, they had a few snows and different things up there that we haven't had. They've had, I think, more moisture than we've had, but the lakes are down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going through the whole summer. If we don't get something and we start drawing down that water table, it's not going to be good. So got to hope for a reprieve here. And it's so crazy because everything has to be so drastic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we haven't had, we're in a drought pattern. You know, they'll show you that on the map. And you go a little ways south, not all that far, and they're getting too much rain all at once and having floods and damages, and everything's so extreme anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Mom and Dad in Arkansas yesterday, and they want it to quit raining.
Yeah, see, that's...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mom, send some up here.
Yes, they'd be glad to.
We need about a 3-4 inch long, easy soaking, Mom, if you could work that into your magic. Yeah, it's crazy, but we'll deal with it. As you say, though, it is frustrating reading those long-term forecasts.
Yeah, kind of. It can be sometimes. Sometimes they're right on.
Yeah.
You know, you get to the day, but boy, there's other times where, now wait a minute.
Didn't you say?
A couple of days ago, weren't you saying there was a 60% chance of rain?
What did it dry up? You know, the forecast? Yeah, it did. And you're right. They were talking about some good chances of moisture, and I don't know what we are counting on this week. Today's probably going to be the warmest day, I think, and it's going to cool back down again. So,
and then I want to say I looked maybe, Thursday?
Yeah.
They're saying a chance?
Yeah.
Right now?
They are. Here's Allison Krause in Union Station with Granite Mills.
time elsewhere, because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has been serving the area. Contact Casey to schedule your aerial application this spring.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
Cattle producers, AeroSeed is your one-stop shop for power fencing needs. AeroSeed has all the supplies, including high-tensile wire, posts, insulators, and energizers to build or replace a solar, electric, or battery-operated system. They offer products from Gallagher, the most practical, affordable, and dependable range of animal management systems on the market. Should anything ever go wrong with your Gallagher Energizer, you won't have to send it off somewhere to be repaired. Most often it can be repaired right at AeroSeed. Get your Gallagher power fence and supplies from AeroSeed on North 10th Avenue, Broken Bow.
Get ready for something meaty this May. KCNI and KBBN are cooking up a giveaway you won't want to miss. There's a secret stash of sizzling prizes hidden in the airwaves, but only the bold will uncover them. Trust us, it's not just a steak dinner. This is a beefy surprise that will have you hooked. Stay tuned, stay hungry, and keep those ears sharp. May the beef be with you.
It is 8:17. Lots of good jobs out there for folks who want to work, and the Nebraska Department of Transportation has a good one for you. It's an opportunity for a highway maintenance worker position to join the team here in Broken Bow and Ansley. At the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, a work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package that includes a matching retirement contribution. Now, this job is open, and it must be applied for online. So here's the address, statejobs.nebraska.gov. And they are an equal opportunity veterans preference employer at the Department of Transportation.
We'll stay with the job opportunities here for you quick. Pearson Construction is looking for workers for framing and concrete work. You'll be working in Broken Bow and the surrounding communities. They offer benefits such as health insurance, also a $1,000 hiring bonus available as well. For more information or an application, email homerpearson1@gmail.com, and you can find out more by checking out the listings on sandhillsexpress.com by going to the employment page.
There may be time left to get one of your administrative professionals into a very nice activity at Mid-Plains Community College at the Broken Bow campus. They're having this event on Wednesday, and it runs from 9 a.m. until noon. Lunch will be provided. They'll have some gifts for the attendants, and they'll have a feature speaker, Jamie Weinhardt, and she'll be talking about owning your well-being and engagement. And you are cordially invited to come and enjoy, or send your employees to come and enjoy, who are in the administrative professional position for you. Probably running out of time here because with the lunch they'll want to know how many lunches to make, but I bet if you call 872-5259 today, you can get set up as a little treat for your administrative professionals in your shop or your office or your business. You can send them. I know it's a half day, but they deserve it.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So 872-5259 to make your reservations for your employees. Please do that today if you could. You've been hearing the promo. You just heard it about the beef giveaways coming up in May.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty exciting. Pretty darn exciting. We have an example of one of the prizes out in the breezeway.
I saw that. It's a nice little freezer out there.
Yeah, that's only the beginning.
Oh, boy.
Get ready. We'll just tease you a little there.
All right.
All right. Decision. Now, what decisions that you made before the weekend that you didn't follow through on are bothering you? I didn't
make any decisions going into the weekend. I didn't really decide I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's just there are things I should have done.
But you didn't make a decision that you were going to do them, and you feel about not following through. So I guess I'm confused. You had to somewhere in that beautiful brain of yours.
Yes.
You had to say, this weekend I'm going to do this, that, and the other.
For me, it was more like, you know what? I should go do this. And then I made the decision not to.
Oh, that was a decision.
That was the decision that was made, Dave.
Oh, I got you.
It's like, okay, I have a decision to make. Do I want to be productive? Do I want to go out and do something, or do I just want to be lazy? And I chose to be lazy. I'll just flat out admit it. And now today, I'm a little disgusted at myself.
I think a lot of us
Have you ever been there?
Oh, my wife, Karen.
Yes.
You know her as Joan.
Uh-huh.
Often says to me, Dave, I feel lazy just sitting here. I should be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Dave, you're not lazy, and it's okay to take a break.
Ah.
But it still doesn't help.
No, not really. Yeah, when you're in the process of being lazy, it feels great.
It feels good.
It does. It felt great. I had a great weekend. But then the guilt started popping in, going, you know what? These things still need done, and you could have done them over the weekend, but now, they still need done.
I have 2 small projects upstairs, Brent, that my wife and I, we did some work upstairs, and it looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's one door that I've got half sanded, and there's one corner of wallpaper that we need to re-glue.
Yeah.
It came loose up in the corner, so it's been kind of a problem up there. 2 things left, and that upstairs would be totally finished.
Uh-huh.
That's been a year or so ago.
Oh, yes. I hear you, man.
Every weekend I'm going to go up, finish sanding that door. It's going to make a mess, but I'm going to do it. We're going to get on the ladder. We made the excuse this winter, well, that wall's too cold. It won't stick.
Yep.
Now it's warm enough. It'll stick. We can always vacuum up the mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, and it's on me. I should finish it up. So I'm with you. I understand.
Yeah.
And I got a whole other list, and I think people out there listening do too, of things that you're going to do, or worse yet, like the ones upstairs you started and you didn't finish.
Yep.
You want to hear the story about how I had to take my pants off yesterday?
Oh, wow.
At the lake?
Okay. That was going to be my question. Like, where? Oh, you went? Okay, yeah, you went to the lake yesterday. Must have been a nice day to do that, too. I don't know where you went, but I thought here it was overall a nice day.
Yeah, it was. It turned off beautiful. It was a little sketchy in the morning, a little windy, cloudy, but it cleared. And that's kind of the way it is up in the Sandhills. You look to the sky and you think, oh, it's going to be cloudy all day, and then all of a sudden the sky opens up and the sun comes through and the wind goes down, and I hit that perfectly. But as I told you earlier, well, there's another part of the story here.
Okay. All right.
If you get to a lake on a beautiful day on a weekend and there's no one there, that's not a good sign.
That's
that means there's some difficulties ahead, and the fish may not be biting. And I just made up my mind. I made a decision that before the spring gets too far along and it gets hot, I'm going to go up and fish the refuge lakes. I love those lakes.
Yeah.
That's so peaceful up there and beautiful, and they only let you use an electric motor. You can't use a boat with a gas or motor on it.
Yeah.
And so I took the old John boat up, and I prepared for several days, charged up the batteries, the whole works. And I know I like to go fishing with people, but I do enjoy going fishing by myself. But it is a bit of work to prepare and then load and unload, the whole thing. So I was the only one on this particular lake, and I'm not sure I wasn't the only one on the whole refuge. And
it was Easter Sunday, so I'm sure a lot of people had family gatherings that kept them from
I
Going to the
expected
lake.
somebody to show up in the afternoon. A lot of time people will take in services and then maybe the family go fishing in the afternoon, but no one showed up. There was no one there, period. I was like, I felt like the world had ended and I was the only one left. It was beautiful. Anyway, and the pelicans were flying around. I saw some long-necked white birds that were up there, a pair that flew by, and the ducks were buzzing, and it was beautiful. So the trip was well worth it. It was very enjoyable. But I thought, well, when I put the boat in, I realized I'm going to have a little trouble getting this boat out because I can't back in. It's so shallow. I mean, the ramp, they didn't even put out the dock that they usually do out into the water yet on the one boat ramp. The other one, I went to the old one I used to use all the time, and I thought I could get to it. Well, it's down so far that your car drops down quite a ways, and you're still not far enough towards the water to have the water float your boat. So I knew I was going to have a little trouble, and so I had these waders along that I usually use sometimes when I have to get out into the water to get the boat situated. And I thought to myself, there's no one here. And I'm going to make a decision. I'm just going to take my pants off and take my shoes off and go out there in my underwear and put my boat back on the trailer. And it didn't bother anybody at all because there was no one there. It was kind of a free feeling.
Oh, good. Was the water cold?
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that cold at all, which, again, worries me because as low as that lake is and all those lakes up there, if it gets hot, they had winter kill up there in 2019, I think. We could have some summer kill if we don't get some water going here. I don't know. But it did give me the chance to just take my pants off, go out in the lake with my underwear.
Wow.
So,
Thanks for sharing that with all of us.
Yeah, no problem. We'll take a time out.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to them.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Looking to add some new jewelry to your look? Barney Pharmacy is excited to sell Norel jewelry. It's waterproof, hyperallergenic, tarnish resistant, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee. With words like stainless steel, 18-karat gold plated, you're getting a quality item. Sold separately or as a matching set of 3. Head in and lay your eyes on these beautiful necklaces, earrings, and bracelets. It's jewelry made for everyday wear. Swim, shower, sweat, and never lose that shine. Norel Jewelry is at Barney Pharmacy in Broken Bow.
With offices in Broken Bow and Callaway, Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency is here for the area. This is Chip, and I invite you into the Broken Bow office Tuesday, Wednesdays, or Thursdays to speak with me about getting the coverage that fits you and your situation best. If Callaway is more convenient, Liana and Lori are in the office there Monday through Friday. 2 locations serving central Nebraska and beyond. Thanks for choosing Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Do you have a laundry list of projects to do around your home? Refresh your space by completing the list of home improvement projects with the help of a HELOC from Burning Bank. If an updated look is not enough and you're ready to buy a new home, we can help with that too. Navigating a home purchase can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let our friendly, experienced staff guide you to owning the home of your dreams. You can apply in person, online at burningbank.com, or give us a call at 308-872-2757 to get you started. Burning Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 473773, member FDIC.
It's 8:30. We've made a decision here this morning, one that I think we can be comfortable with, Brent. We've decided we would go ahead and bring our guests in.
Yeah, good decision.
Thank you.
He sounds like maybe you didn't bring him in on that.
No, we're talking about making decisions and following through on them. And that's a little bit of what we're going to be talking about in this segment of the show. But I do feel a little weird about 2 ladies coming in after I just told a story about getting in the lake yesterday with just my underwear on.
Oh, boy.
I don't need that visual at 8 a.m. Yeah.
That's another good point. All right. Scotty is here from the Economic Development Corporation. Scotty, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to see you as always. And you've brought a special guest in for us to visit with, who we know pretty well, but an audience out there might get to know a little bit better with this as well. So.
Absolutely. I brought my friend Bailey Tebow in. I've known her and her husband Ty since they first moved to Broken Bow. They weren't even married yet, I don't think.
We had just gotten married.
Okay.
We were like 6 months in, so
Okay.
I don't advise moving a state away at 6 months into marriage, but
strengthens that bond.
Sure.
You don't have anybody else to lean on, really.
That's so true.
You did it.
That's so true. Yes. Yeah.
Well, you are a story that we like to tell, but we'd like you to tell it because you know it best and kind of explain what's happened since you came to town and what you're up to now. So.
Sure. Yeah. Well, like Scotty mentioned, my husband and I moved here. It'll actually be 9 years next month, which is crazy to think about, and all the things that have transpired within those last 9 years. But yeah, we came here. My husband got a job with Adams Land and Cattle right out of college. The day after he graduated, we loaded up and moved here. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I have a bachelor's degree in fashion design. So I had higher hopes with a bigger city, but we settled here. And so over the last 9 years, it's kind of been a roller coaster of things. And about 3 years ago, I was trying to figure out when I actually opened. I took the leap to start my own business. So I own 1023 Boutique, clothing, accessories, things like that. And but yeah, it's been
coffee mugs.
Yes,
Do you have
coffee
the
mugs.
camera on?
You have to have those,
Nice.
right? Yeah. So it's been kind of a roller coaster of just getting there, just having enough faith in myself to finally make the leap. But it's kind of been crazy because each time I've sort of like maybe dipped my toe in, and this community has been like, no, we need you to like fully. We need we need all in.
You need all Bailey.
Yes.
All the time.
So I've been very fortunate with that. I started my boutique with the intention that I'd be online only. And that quickly transpired into getting to spend the last 2 years inside of Ortello Dale, down on the square, learning from Jill Thompson, and just having that space to be able to kind of launch my business and grow my business. And then at the start of the year, I recently just moved over into the Aero Mini Mall. Again, with the intention that I would just be doing some pop-ups and some online, but I've had such a wonderful support and push that I was able to find a few ladies that wanted to help me out. So I am excited to announce that we'll be opening for the summer. We'll be open Tuesday through Saturday, so people can come out and shop, and I'm just so excited to see where it goes from there.
It's a good story, and I was going to ask you about the thought that I knew that you were using social media in the beginning, and I wondered how that developed. But if I understood you correctly, it was kind of because of the push from the community.
Yeah. Yes. I just have been always overwhelmed by just the support that I've received. Being outsiders, technically, not even Nebraska fans. Am I allowed to say that on what?
Oh, don't say that on radio.
Yeah.
It's the recurring theme that I always hear about Broken Bow and Custer County. Like, people who move in here from other areas. I mean, you're not going to be considered a native for like 10 generations, right?
Yeah.
But everybody says Broken Bow has been good to me. Custer County has been good to me. I mean, the people here are just so supportive. If you're hardworking and you're a decent person and you enjoy the rural atmosphere, it's just a great fit.
Well, and I mean, that just you mentioning that too, that again, I'm from Wichita, Kansas, so Broken Bow was a big change for me. Big change. And it took some getting used to. And of course, when we first moved here, my husband was working in processing at Adams. It was one of the hottest summers we've had. They were doing night shifts. And so I was alone all day, and then my husband was working nights. And so
And then you had a baby in there somewhere.
Yep. We had a baby. We've had 3 babies so far in the 9 years that we've been here. And so it's just been amazing to see. And like I said, just, over the last 9 years, there's just been a roller coaster of things. And I've just always felt very supported by the community as a whole. And that is something that I will never take for granted with small towns in general, but Broken Bow very unique in that sense. Very much so.
Good to hear. And I think we've seen your face at other places. You've filled in and helped other businesses as well. So every once in a while, they walk in and there's Bailey.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep, I've had my fair share, and I am back actually working. I work full time now back for Kincaidor in the offices. So that's been really nice to be able to still balance my home life, my boutique life, and be able to still work. I love to work. It's a thing.
Yeah, it can be fun.
Yeah, it can when you're enjoying it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Doesn't feel like work.
No.
Yeah, you see Bailey associated with a lot of business brands around town, and she's honestly been a resource for me for people who are wanting to kickstart a business, whether it's social media marketing or what direction do I start with a website. She's kind of developed like this personal brand in our community that it's like you said, there's Bailey. Everybody knows Bailey, and she's hardworking and personable, and her and Ty have just been a great addition to our community, and so I thought bringing her on would be a great opportunity to showcase kind of a success story. I remember when I sat down with you and Ty, I was working at Bruning Bank at the time, you were both kind of like wide-eyed, like, here we are in the middle of Nebraska. And I said, if he sticks with Adams and he does his time, he's got to do his time, in the processing or whatever it is. But I said, if he proves himself that he's willing to work, I said, they will take care of him.
Yeah.
And they have.
And that is a story for another day. We are just so grateful for our Adams family. They've just been wonderful to us. So Scotty was absolutely right in that sense. And I think too, not only just moving to a whole new community, but I mean, just a whole different state, and we don't have family nearby. So we have people in this community that we truly take on as our family, call for emergencies, call for celebrations, things like that. That's been amazing, something that I've just grown to absolutely love and appreciate.
Your story is definitely unique because of your circumstances you've just described, but I have noticed a trend, and Scotty, we may have talked about this before, but sometimes people from out of the area that move here become as or more involved than the people who live here. I take a gentleman by the name of Bob Jacobson who moved from other places to here, raised his family here, and became the mayor of Broken Bow.
Wow.
Con Hensley, who was the head of BD for many years, retired and became mayor of Broken Bow and stayed here. So that's a really great trend. You like to see that in economic development. They like it well enough to stay, and they continue to contribute maybe more than a lot of us do who have lived here our whole lives, right?
Yeah. So, sometimes when you grow up in an area, you take for granted. I always say that about Valentine. I grew up in Valentine. I took for granted a lot of the, amenities and activities and things that I had available to me growing up until I moved away from the area. And not just Valentine, but Nebraska in general. There's so many things to do, and natural resources, and so much. It's weird to say culture about Nebraska because a lot of people don't associate that, but it's true. It's just that feel. I mean, it's not really a tangible thing, but
I think too there comes a time, because I've talked a lot with Melanie Nixon about this too. So she owns Lily Kate Boutique, and we work really closely together, just bouncing ideas, support with each other. Well, she's from Texas, and we have this conversation a lot that we're here for the long stretch. And it's funny because I had posted an April Fool's joke that we were moving to Florida.
Oh gosh.
And I'm real tired. I'm ready for the sunshine, and I was getting real tired of the Nebraska cold, and so I posted an April Fool's joke, and fooled a lot of people.
I bet.
But didn't fool Melanie. Melanie's like, Bailey, no, we're here for life. We know that this is our kids' home, and it's so true. And her, all of her family being back in Texas, she can definitely relate to that. And so it's been really nice to have some of those people as well, that have integrated themselves, and they still appreciate, where their families are, and we still miss home. I tell my family all the time, it's more the quality of time together versus the quantity. So we might not get as much time, but the time that we are together, we're really spending that. And so it's true. We've just finally hit that point where we say, yeah, Broken Bow is our home.
That's great. That's good. Brent, any ideas, thoughts there?
I just like for you to talk a little bit about the correlation you have with, new business, Custer County economic development. What did you gain from economic development in your transition to building this thing up?
Yeah, so when I kind of first started to, and just over the last few years, kind of like Scotty said, that I've been a sounding board for her. She's been a sounding board for me. So I've loved that she's transitioned into this role at the CEDC, just being a resource in general, and just being a supportive piece of businesses, whether you just have a quick question, whether you need to go through a whole plan with somebody, they're there. And that's something that I was not familiar with first starting out. This is all still so new. I'm still learning every single day. But that being able to have that kind of resource and sounding board has been amazing. And just building and building the blocks to what this can and will become. So just having that push, somebody there to say, it's okay, we got you. Let me help you out. We'll find some resources. Let's look into what things are available to small business owners and things like that. And then just the continuous, they're kind of like little cheerleaders. Like they want businesses in this area to grow and to thrive, and not just be surviving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Scotty, for you, it doesn't start and end at the beginning.
Right.
You still want to support the business as it grows, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and so much of that is just a small phone call that gets somebody established in our area. Another example is like Riley Thompson is our new chiropractor in the area. I was probably one of his first phone calls, and I was kind of feeling defeated because I didn't find him the specific place that he landed in, but I got him in touch with the person that got him in touch with the person that got him the place. Yeah. So when I went to visit with him after he got established, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know this place was available. He's like, no, you're the reason I'm here. Mm-hmm. And he moved here from, I think he grew up in Amherst, was living in Kearney, and he said, in Kearney, if I had just opened my practice, nobody would be here from an economic development organization checking in on me to see how things are going, or the support to be able to make a phone call and get those connections. I think that's another huge benefit of opening a business in kind of a smaller community like this.
Yeah.
And I think we do kind of take that for granted sometimes. I know, like now that you're saying that, I'm like, you're right. It is just the convenience that you don't always get in a larger community. You can kind of get lost in the mix.
And I think of the businesses in a smaller community, like economically, as a pyramid. So, we've got our bigger businesses, our base businesses, our large employers like BD and Adams and Sargent and the hospital, the school. Those are what, bring, Ty came here for that job at Adams. But what makes it a good place to stay are the smaller businesses and the other things that create that culture that make people want to stay. That, wow, you guys have, 3 really great boutiques right here around your square, 3 or 4. I'm probably missing a few of them, but
day-to-day
just, enjoyable places and coffee shops and restaurants and just different things that make it a great place to live and raise a family.
I love when the CEDC puts out their monthly to-dos, what's going on in the community each month. I literally look through those and I'm like, this is so fun. I love to do things. I love to get out and go and shop and have fun and eat out and different things. And so it's so fun when I get to see those, I love that you guys put those together. It's,
And we try to pull from other communities, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in these smaller
There is.
Sargent, Arnold,
Sure.
Callaway that, you know, again, it's just a great culture to raise a
Custer
family,
County as a
good
whole,
schools,
yeah.
and
I think also the events that these communities in Custer County have in the summer, their festivals, sork races, different things that they come up with to bring back people to their communities. And there's several stories that I could think of that have brought them back, and they came back and bought a place. In some cases, they buy a place so they can come back once in a while, and then they end up moving here. I think every community probably has some similar story like that.
Yeah. There have been a handful of times when I was working, and we would have people stop into like Ortello Dale and, what are you doing here? Oh, well, we came through one time and we just had to come back. Or, you know, we're ready for a change. We bought some land outside of town, or whatever the story was. But yes, they were just drawn to the area. And I can attest to that. I think we have a beautiful, wonderful area that is, I think what's amazing too about Custer County as a whole, but we are focused on promoting and allowing businesses to grow. We aren't just stagnant and left with what we've got. We really, as a whole, want to see each other succeed. And I think that's very unique. And I think, too, there's just kind of room for everybody. And it's been cool to see just the unique ideas that have flourished over the last 9 years that I've been here.
well, and even the establishment of CEDC, like, you know, it's not a let's all band together and make sure that no competition moves to town. It's a rising tide floats all boats. So, you know, just because you're a member that's an electrician doesn't mean you want us to not support bringing in another electrician or something of that nature. I mean, it's what's good for one is good for all, really, that mentality. And that's been like that in this area for generations, from what I understand.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's I like the boat rising idea, because that's exactly right. And there was so much emphasis a number of years ago on what we've talked about before, bringing in some magic bullet industry or something like that, and we had land set aside to bring in maybe another factory or another industrial production company of some kind. That would be great. I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I think everybody in this room would say that would be great. Then you'd have to know that you had enough employees to make that business operate, and there's a whole lot of other things that go along with that, which you probably talk about quite a bit, Scotty. But that the magic bullet would be nice. We'd love it, but it's keeping our businesses afloat that we have and growing them, and growing new ones out of the existing ones.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Oddly enough, that was a conversation I had across from some family at Easter this weekend. I've got a family member that used to work in economic development, and he works for the governor's office now. But he said, you know, what are you guys working on out there in Custer County? Like, what do you do to recruit new businesses to your area? And I said, you know, economic development has taken a bit of a shift in rural Nebraska anyways, that I've noticed is we've had to kind of take a step back and focus on things like housing and childcare, developing infrastructure and things like that. And I said, from what I've noticed, I haven't been in it for very long, but then business growth kind of happens organically. If you make your area, you create those amenities and the possibilities, the opportunities in your area, good people move here and start businesses, or your existing businesses grow. Just organically is what I've noticed.
Yeah.
But
yeah. You're right. It made a shift, and it needed to, because the chances of getting one of those miracles or magic bullets became less and less as the competition grew from other communities, larger communities, communities who had workforce to support some of those expansions. So,
and I'd still like to be working towards readying ourselves for that Magic Bowl if the opportunity comes.
Well, that would also be good for the businesses, right, Bailey?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just brings more people to town.
Yeah,
for sure.
This has been fun. You have ribbon cutting coming up?
I do. Yes, on Thursday we'll be doing a ribbon cutting with the chamber at 4:30. So I'm located right inside the Aero Mini Mall, right across from China Garden. So, and then I am excited. I kind of mentioned, yes, we'll be opening, we'll have a grand opening the week of May 20th. So make sure you're marking your calendars for that. We'll be open for the summer. I'm excited. My biggest thing too, my biggest push is just for people to, even if they've lived here for a long time, get out and go walk around the square, walk around, drive around, see what's new, what's out there. It always amazes me sometimes how people will say, "Oh, I had no idea that there was this in town." I'm like, come on. Yes, we have so many amazing resources, so many amazing businesses that are offering things that people just don't even realize. So we're very, very fortunate. I don't think everybody realizes that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Scotty talking about Valentine and all the things that were going on up there that in your youth as well, you're going another direction.
Right.
Your thoughts
your
are
world
different.
kind of revolves around yourself.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, but when you live in a community for a long time, you don't notice. It's kind of like your house when you all of a sudden you're going to have company, right? And you look at your house and go, geez, we need to fix this house up a little bit.
That's so true.
Kind of the same way with our communities, and we need to look around and appreciate what we have and fix what we need to fix, right?
Yeah. Well, and I just know, I can just attest to several of the other businesses in town that I'm friends with, and they're just constantly looking to add things into their shops and stuff to just make life here a little easier, so we don't have to go out of town to get certain things. So just, every now and then get out and pop in there and just see what's new.
Yeah. Don't say we don't have it here until you know we don't have it
Absolutely.
here, right?
For sure. For sure.
Hey, thanks a lot. Scotty, you got a meeting today?
I do have a meeting at 4 o'clock today.
I didn't.
You didn't give me a panic attack. I'm ready for it. My husband took the day off work to stay home with Meadow because no daycare today, but we're going to have a Meadow and Daddy Day, and it'll be great. So, yes, we're having a meeting at 4, and we've got a lot of irons in the fire. So, if you want to know what's going on, we've got some action items. Make sure you're there.
Okay. One of those things you talked about, care for our kids. I know you've got some things coming up there this summer, some opportunities for some summer care.
Yes. We were working with Precious Angels. We knew it was coming, that the school wasn't going to do Bow Club in the summertime anymore. Childcare obviously is a huge need for working parents, and so we wanted to make sure those school-age kids, those parents had an option for them in the summertime that was going to keep them, active and busy. And we that was the huge thing we reiterated was keep the field trips, keep the pool days, keep the, the special activities and the enrichment things. And so, we've been working with them to promote that and get the information in front of the parents so they're aware of those opportunities. We also worked with them to establish a scholarship fund to help the middle-income families that don't, we encourage every family, and Precious Angels does too, fill out the application for the free and reduced rates. And then if they don't qualify, if they're just barely over on the income level, they can still qualify for a scholarship to make that more affordable for those working families. So, we're really excited. They're going to have a ribbon or an open house May 2nd, which is a Friday. So, and it'll go through 6:30 p.m. So for working parents that can't get there in the afternoon, we want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to check out their new facility. They've been working really hard at the former Berean church. It's going to be really cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so that's coming up quick.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
All right.
Well, Mary, she's not one to take her time. She's going to dive right in. So her and Sarah have been working really hard.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dan's been busy and other folks as well.
Dan probably deserves quite a bit of credit there.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that guy ever sleeps, actually. Talk about, not putting off jobs. He just goes through them one after the other, it seems like. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Thanks a lot, Bailey, for coming in.
Thank you.
Scotty.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. it's been fun, and you're always welcome back.
Well, thanks.
And
I'm
Scotty,
glad.
you can come too if you want.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll just send Bailey next time.
Well, she's a good PR person.
She is.
Does anybody ever tell you you're kind of a positive person?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
Tell my husband that. He needs that reminder.
Let's say that for Barry real quick.
Yeah,
Barry,
no joke.
Bailey has been a great association with your brands and very valuable.
Yes.
Very valuable person.
Always a good reminder.
Yes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll take
Thank
a
you.
time out.
Building something big or just tackling a do-it-yourself project, whatever your vision, they've got the supplies you need to make it happen at Ansley Lumber and Supply. From lumber to paint, tools to hardware, Ansley Lumber and Supply has it all. With top quality products at unbeatable prices. And with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
Moline Seed and Fence was founded by the Moline family in 2014 southwest of Callaway with a simple concept: to serve farmers and ranchers by providing quality fencing and livestock supplies. They continue to meet the demands of all livestock producers, providing watering and fencing products of all kinds, from barbed wire to hedge posts, creosote post pipes, and panels. Give Moline Seed and Fence a call and have their team help you lay out your next project. Call 308-529-0781 or visit them on their web at molineseedandfence.com.
The 4-H and FFA programs were that foundation set for me to compete and get better all the time.
I was also introduced to topics like entrepreneurship and record keeping. All of those experiences grow lots of possibilities.
If you believe in developing the next generation, these programs are developing leaders for our community and our state.
Choice gas election has begun. Call 877-274-5710 by April 23rd to make your choice. Constellation is proud to support Nebraska 4-H and FFA.
KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. The Vatican says 88-year-old Pope Francis died at home in his apartment at the St. Marta residence at the Vatican. New York Cardinal Timothy Dolan taking stock.
He did a lot, believe me, but in those final months, I think that's when he had the most eloquent pulpit ever.
Pope spent more than a month in the hospital over the winter where he was treated for double pneumonia. CBS's Chris Livesay is in Rome.
I was having dinner with a close aide of Pope Francis, and when I asked him his reaction to all these surprise appearances of Pope Francis, given his frail condition, he told me Pope Francis wants to die on the battlefield.
The Vatican says the Pope's body could be transferred to St. Peter's Basilica Wednesday, where he will lie in state. As for whether President Trump will attend services, White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt.
No travel plans at this time. Doesn't mean it's not happening. I just don't have anything to share.
CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
I'm at a smoothie bar asking people if they'd switch smoothies with me for $574.
Oh, I'll switch.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
That's a headache.
Nope, it's painless.
Oh, so it's easy money.
Yep, check Allstate first and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
In the Sunday night ball game, the Padres now 16-6, won at Houston 3-2 as Fernando Tatis Jr. hit a solo homer in the seventh, his 8th home run already this season. Colorado ended an 8-game losing streak by splitting a doubleheader against Washington. Cincinnati won 24-2 at Baltimore, losing pitcher Charlie Morton now 0-5. Milwaukee pounded the A's 14-1. In fact, the Brewers stole 6 bases in the first inning, 9 steals in the game. The Dodgers won 1-0 at Texas, and the Angels scored 4 times in the bottom of the ninth to beat San Francisco 5-4. Good news for Golden State. The Warriors took their NBA playoff opener, holding on at Houston 95-85. Steph Curry with 31 points, Jimmy Butler with 25. Wins for Boston and Cleveland. Oklahoma City all over Memphis 131-80. NHL playoff wins for Vegas, Carolina, and Toronto.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A red flag warning begins at 1 p.m. this afternoon and continues until 9 p.m. tonight. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 78. Winds out of the southwest 8 to 15 miles per hour. Chance for showers tonight, lows dip down to about 41, partly cloudy skies. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
49 degrees already, warming up under a sunny sky. Winds are light out of the west. Barometric pressure 29.93, pretty steady right now. Humidity at 61%. 49 and sunny at 9 o'clock this morning. We're going to see upper 70s today, and those winds are bound to pick up some. So the red flag goes up at 1 o'clock today, I believe it is, in effect until 9 p.m. for any burning. A happy birthday goes out to Jeff Shea. Jeff Shea's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jeff. Hope you have a good one. Yeah. Whoops, sorry. Turn your mic on there. A couple things here. We were talking with Bailey Thibault about her grand opening very soon. There's also this week a couple of things coming up. There will be a ribbon cutting at the Prairie Pioneer Center. They're putting in a blood pressure hub, and so they're going to have a ribbon cutting for that. Also on Thursday, Runza will receive a Grow Award from the Broken Bow Chamber for their recent remodeling and fixing things up there at the store, at the restaurant, should say. And, there's some other things coming up along the way this week we'll tell you about as we go along. A governor's call-in show next Monday on KCNI, unless they change that, but that's the schedule right now.
I believe so, yep.
Have any questions you want to ask the governor?
No, guess not. I don't know. I do. You did mention the Prairie Pioneer Center. I think I'm right on this. It's been great. We've got a lot of public affairs interviews that we're playing back, and I'm trying to remember what day I put what.
Okay.
I believe today we're going to play back the interview that we did last week with Kathy Larson, who's the director of the Prairie Pioneer Center. We talk a little bit about what you were talking about, the ribbon cutting coming up later this week, but also that's going to be an open house.
Oh, good.
From 1 until 4 in a kind of a celebration of 45 years this year for the Prairie Pioneer Center. So we talk about the center going up in 1980 was when it was built. And Kathy said something that I certainly didn't know. She said that at the time it was the first center that was built with no funds from, say, federal or state, no grants, anything. It was all, I think, private donation, which is why we have the Prairie Pioneer Center. So it's a great story, and we talk a little bit more about that on Public Affairs today.
Should be fun to listen to, folks. Yeah, I think that is true. I think Kathy is exactly correct on that, and there was a group of citizens who saw the need and started working on putting together the fundraisers, and KCNI was right in the middle of it. 1980, that was when I sat in the bathtub of Jell-O for a day.
Yeah.
Jell-O-thon. We also
was that so that stunt or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah.
That was to raise money for the center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew that or not.
They call in and make pledges to keep me in the tub.
Uh-huh.
And I stayed there till got in the morning, and I think I got out at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And Jeff Evans had lent me his bottom half of his scuba diving pants.
Yeah.
And that we mixed all different kinds of Kool-Aid together to fill the tub full of Jell-O.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it just turned to liquid, as the day went along. And I'm still not sure that Jeff was ever able to use those again, because it dyed them in this real deep purple color.
Really?
And we had a shower up in the trailer that actually worked then, and so we could go up. I could go up and shower afterwards. But that was one of the fundraisers. The other one that let me think here was the weenie gravy feed. That we had at the Veterans Building that we did. And that really evolved from my Aunt Joanne, who used to feed us lots of weenie gravy. And so we decided we have a weenie gravy feed. And Butch Smith was really big on weenie gravy, and he and his family jumped in. And it was just kind of like that. It was organic, and, everything just kind of came out of ideas. And then we had a basketball game, the media versus the city employees.
Uh-huh.
And so it was the members of the chief and members of KCNI, and there wasn't a KBBN then, so it was just KCNI, and we took on Bob Jacobus, who I mentioned, who was the mayor at the time. He later became utilities director after he was not mayor anymore, and there was some police that were, Chief Scott was in the game, and he was an excellent basketball player. So there was one of the other guys, I don't remember his name, was a real tall officer. We didn't really stand a chance, but we did have a lot of fun. And we brought in the Ansley Band, and they played. We had cheerleaders.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it really was a lot of fun. I don't know that the game was that exciting, but yeah. That was just the ones that I remember because we sponsored those.
Uh-huh.
But there were many other fundraisers that took place to create that. And I'm sure there was some anonymous donors and some silent donors who put in, big amounts of money. But it's been 45 years.
Yes, 45.
Well, ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So, wow, okay. So 45... And you were part of the fundraising back then. So how many total years have you been associated then with KCNI KBBN Radio?
Well, I started in 1979.
Okay.
And I was here either part-time or full-time, all but I left.
So we can we're safe in saying that Dave's been with KCNI KBBN for over 40 years. We can say that.
Yeah. Much to the chagrin of some of the listeners out there.
I
keep torturing you folks. I won't go away. Some good food to eat every day here in town. We were just talking with Bailey and Scotty about these places we have to go shop and eat. These are not all of them, but these are the ones that are on the radio every day here on KCNI KBBN with Bon Appetit. And that would be Broken Bow Legends Neighborhood Grill, Fiesta Brava, Grocery Cart Deli, Howdy Coffee Company, Tumbleweed Cafe, and Juanito's in downtown Broken Bow. They have lunch specials every day, and you'll hear those. Jack will have those on Party Line for you between 10:30 and 11, and Brent announces those just after the 11 o'clock news here on KBBN 95.3. So thank you, businesses, for getting the word out on what you have to eat over the noon hour.
Do you struggle with your hearing and or worry about missing out on conversations with family and friends at gatherings or when you're having lunch with somebody? If so, stop in to see Roxanne. She can help at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center, offering local dependable service right here in Broken Bow. Free hearing evaluation and free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, extended discounts for new and returning patients for just staying local. And this is always a big key, pricing available to fit all budgets. So no need to travel outside the area anymore to get your hearing checked. Roxanne sells the top technology available in the world right here in Broken Bow. So make your appointment today. Call 308-384-3852, 308-384-3852 for the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. You'll find their office in downtown Broken Bow in the Broken Bow Chamber building.
I'm kind of conflicted here.
Oh.
I know I didn't want to embarrass you.
Is it another decision that needs to be
made?
made?
Well, it might be a decision. We had the gals in we just talked to, and just before that I told this story where I loaded the boat in my underwear yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just throw this out at the listeners here. This is how fickle pickles the public can be. If I would have said the lake was so low that I had to put a swimsuit on and go out and put the boat in, there would be nothing thought about it.
Probably so.
Yeah. So I said, I had a swimsuit along, put a swimsuit, went out and got the boat on the trailer. That's what I had to do. But if I say, I had to take my pants off and go out in my underwear and load the boat, it's like, oh, yikes. I know the visual's not good either way. But isn't that funny how, underwear look a lot like swimsuits. And it's just you and the birds up there. Not hurting anybody. Wish I had the John Prine song. I ain't hurting no one.
Yeah, there you go.
But it is funny how just little,
Yeah, it all has to do with perception.
It's a perception. It's a garment. One's underwear, one's a swimming suit. Really covers the same part of the body. But one's underwear. And when you say, I had to take my pants off, then it becomes a little, oh, geez, Dave, don't say that. That visual I can't handle. Well, I understand that part. If I say, I put on my old swimsuit with ducks on it, went out there and put the boat in, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Fickle pickles. You look good, Jack. Jack's kind of looking in the window here. His desk's right outside. Got himself a haircut and a nice shave.
All groomed up and looking nice today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have something going on.
Not wearing a ball cap today, I noticed.
I know he looks.
Is that because he got his hair cut? Wants to show it off?
Well, maybe so. He's got a nice head of hair yet. I say yet.
Yeah.
Never know. It's on. Remember, Jack, it's on your mom's side. Doesn't matter whether your dad has hair or not. It's on your mom's side. That coffee's really good today.
Yes.
All right, this is the theme. Do you have anything else to read yet?
No, we've kind of taken care of all the business for today.
Here's the theme.
Okay, we've got a theme.
The theme with our guest was, you can fit in to Custer County. We'll accept you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it may become your home, and it may be where you realize where you belong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the name of this song, Where I Belong. Galactic and Irma Thomas together, Where I Belong.
That new? I like that.
Yeah, that's new.
Ah, cool.
Got some new songs on KBBN. I was doing what you were doing when you and Shelley were traveling together yesterday. I was listening to some different radio stations.
Uh-huh.
I just put it on Seek.
Yeah.
And let it find the strongest signal. And I just...
And where you went, there probably weren't as many choices, or the Seek button didn't stop as often as it probably did when we went east toward Lincoln.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the more powerful stations would be public radio up
Yeah,
there.
uh-huh.
But I did hear, I think Ord reached across there, Ainsworth, Valentine. and I listened to those for a while. You can get some South Dakota stations up there that are higher power FMs, but honestly, I know it doesn't take a genius or a pollster to put this together, but there's a lot of country stations out there.
There are in the state of Nebraska for sure. Yeah.
Wow. Just go from one Alabama song to the next station with an Alabama song.
Yeah.
And that's noticeable. Ainsworth has a different, they have an AM FM as well. They have a translator now, so they're mixing it up a little bit. And there's a lot of talk you can get. Of course, some preachers on Sunday morning. Gospel show. I did catch a nice gospel show. And so, yeah, it's fun to.
It is, yeah.
Kind of scan the dial because we don't get away from the station that often. So when we do, and I guess when you do, it's to go do a game. Maybe you want to get away from sports for a little while, or radio.
Now, lots of times I'll see if there's a game on I can listen to when I'm traveling. It's just me.
You got it bad, man. Speaking of that, the Huskers took 2 out of 3 over the weekend in the baseball side of things.
They did, yeah. Lost Friday and then came back and they moved Sunday's game. We didn't have Sunday baseball with the Huskers this weekend because they moved it to Saturday, made it a doubleheader. And won't go into all the details, but very difficult with their format to air a doubleheader. So, but yeah, they swept a doubleheader, I guess, against Northwestern on Saturday. So took 2 of 3. We'll see if that can jump-start them. I think we've all been waiting to see if the Husker baseball team will get jump-started this season. Softball team won 2 games. Tell you what, man, this Nebraska softball team is getting to be pretty fun to follow. I think they had a record crowd, close to 3,000, I think, in attendance on Saturday, and I think that was a record for people showing up to watch softball. So, yeah, top 20 ranked and right at the top, I think, or toward the top anyway, of the Big Ten Conference. So, yeah, and then this weekend you've got something a little bit different. Of course, for many, many years, we've always had the spring game for Nebraska football, and there won't be an actual spring game this year. They're doing a whole day where they call it Husker Games, where they will be spotlighting a lot of different sports for Nebraska. Certainly football will be featured, but they're going to do something a little bit different. Not necessarily a true spring game. Now, Coach Rule last week did say that they've decided to do some live scrimmage stuff, I guess, during the activity on Saturday, but they'll be doing some skill-type competitions, and it sounds like some of the skill competitions might feature some past Huskers participating, so be interesting to see what happens there. And then the Nebraska volleyball team will play a spring match on Saturday evening against Kansas, and it will be the first time that new head coach Danny Busboom Kelly is on the sideline. So they're going to the Husker Network is actually going to do a presentation of the volleyball match, and so we're going to broadcast that for you. If you want to listen to Husker volleyball in their spring match against Kansas, we will air it for you on Saturday evening with coverage starting at 6:30.
Fantastic. Yep. And it won't be long, ladies and gentlemen, for you baseball fans in the American Legion ranks. We'll be covering some games in the near future and following the American Legion program again this summer.
Yes. I think they start their season in May. Seems like it. Old Jeff Denson, who puts that schedule together, seems like he's getting started earlier every year.
Denson.
But yeah, we're kind of looking at really getting going with our coverage once we get into the month of June, get through state track and all of that stuff, and we're making plans to maybe throw in a Spirit softball game on the air live for you.
Great.
During the summer too, so we look forward to covering the girls and the guys for you as we go through the summertime.
Well, we're going to blink, and it's all going to be almost over. We always work our way to spring and think, we're going to have this, that, and the other, and we're going to have these festivals, and we're going to do this and that, and next thing we know, we're going back to school again, and and into fall sports. Let's enjoy each event as best we can and get out and support them as best we can. Speaking of support, thanks to all the businesses who support all the things that Brent just talked about. We couldn't do it without them.
Yep, well said.
Now, we're going to close with a question. We're talking decisions. You can make a decision on this. TikTok is convinced that the Blue Origin flight was fake. Now, this is where the rich ladies went up in space for a few minutes and came back
the
down.
rocket supplied by Jeff Bezos.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Some people still believe that the moon landing was fake. Now comes the Blue Origin space flight. First of all, of course, according to this article, it wasn't a fake, but the conspiracy theorists on TikTok has two theories. Here's what they say. Because the door opened inward before Jeff Bezos opened the door outwards after the landing. So you wouldn't think a space door on a rocket would go both ways. That's a fair point. According to the video, it went both ways. And also, their hair didn't float the way, say, the stranded astronaut Sunny Williams' hair did on the International Space Station when they showed her. That's probably because they were only in space. The all-female crew barely made it out of the Earth's atmosphere. They were only up there for just a little while.
I was going to say they just went beyond to where they experienced some weightlessness, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they traveled to the moon and back.
No.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing I think we can feel certain about. If they do have moon flights someday, the first ones for sure are going to be rich people. If it's a commercial flight, they won't be taking radio announcers to do remotes.
Man, just think about that. Live from the moon, the Get Up and Go breakfast show.
Yeah, we'll just be
kind of cool.
It would be, but we're going to be good old boys back here in Nebraska, just knocking on the screen door.
There you go.
I ain't got nobody hanging around my doorstep.
With Pearson PT, but that's no longer the case. We are now Rise Rehab and Performance. As you may have heard, Aaron Nelson and myself took over the clinic at the beginning of the year, and now we are moving forward with a new name. Again, it's Rise Rehab and Performance. Same location, same number, same awesome staff, and the same great care you've come to expect from us. That's Rise Rehab and Performance. Come see us for all your physical therapy needs, 872-5800.
From delicious burgers and chicken strips to cones, shakes, and blizzards, truly something for everyone. Visit your local Dairy Queen on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow and feed your cravings. They look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, it is 9:31, little overtime. Well, not really. We don't really have a set time to stop. We've a lot of times went all the way up to 10 o'clock, but we're not going to do that today. We just have that open in case we're out doing remotes and so forth and featuring different businesses and people.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part is we're locally owned, homegrown radio station. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Before maybe I should extend an invitation to you, Brent.
Oh.
If you want to go fishing sometime?
I would love to, actually, yeah.
Bring your swimsuit or your underwear and a fishing pole.
Okay.
And we'll go.
All right.
We can load the boat together.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Hey, can I just go back to your song from John Prine for a minute? Dude, anybody that can work in pork and beans to a song is a legend in my mind. I love that.
One of my favorites he has is, "We're having fun, your sister's a nun."
Yeah.
That's a good one. Thanks, Brent.
Yeah, see ya.